President Moise, my delegation and I, of course, are extremely appreciative for the generous hospitality which has been extended to us by you and the government and people of Haiti. Mr. President, as the first free black nation, Haiti's liberation struggle is inextricably linked to the Caribbean struggle. The fraternal ties and roots between Grenada and Haiti, for instance, go deeper than many may appreciate. As Henry Christophe, one of the key leaders in the Haitian Revolution, on October 6, 1767, in the island of Grenada. But the chairman, it is for these reasons that our CARICOM community has stood resolutely in the defense of Haiti and the principles of equality, justice, and the right to self-determination, for which Haiti has paid and still paying an enormous price. Brother Chairman, the people of Haiti have also taught us phenomenal lessons in resilience, and we bring these lessons to remembrance at this crucial time as our region undertakes the task of building after the devastation brought to many of our islands less than 6 months ago by Hurricanes Irma and Maria. Been assumed, my dear sisters and brothers, the chairmanship of this CARICOM community last July. Our CARICOM solidarity was fully demonstrated when members of our CARICOM family were confronted with a multi-country devastation never before seen in our region. CARICOM governments, institutions, civil society organizations, and the people of our community were among the first responders with massive outpouring of generosity and a spirit of compassion and the CARICOM family unity, which highlighted the best among us. I offer profound gratitude to all those who so willingly extended a helping hand to our brothers and sisters in the affected countries. I also seize this opportunity, sisters and brothers, to express our heartfelt appreciation to those corporate and international development partners and friendly states who made and are fulfilling the pledges committed to at the CARICOM UN High-Level Pledging Conference held last November in New York. As CARICOM states, we must now work to establish smart international partnerships and collaborative efforts to achieve the resilience that we need. In that regard, our engagement at the highest level in the last quarter of 2017 with the presidents of Mexico and Cuba enable us to solidify those relationships and resulted in increased threads of cooperation, particularly in disaster risk management. Internationally, sisters and brothers, as chairman of the World Bank Small States Forum, I have at every turn, including at COP23 in Bonn late last year, underscored small states' susceptibility to natural disasters and outlined challenges of swift mobilization and disbursements of badly needed financial resources to those countries that may not have easy access to concessional development finances. Further, last December, a Caribbean Climate Smart Coalition was launched in partnership with Sir Richard Branson in Paris. That coalition seeks rapid implementation of the US $8 billion climate investment plan that will transform the regional energy system, build resistance, drive economic growth, and set us on the road to becoming climate resilient region. Colleagues, my dear sisters and brothers all, the resilience we require of necessity must also include our social, economic, and technological capacities. This therefore brings into focus the importance of completing the measures to fully implement the CARICOM single market and economy, which is key to building our economic resilience by ensuring that we trade freely, intra-regionally, particularly in agricultural products, which for many of us form the backbone of our exports. What is also needed, my dear friends, is an urgency to apply the approved implementation plan for the period 2017 to 2019 to accelerate the use of measures under that regime. At our meeting last July, we approved the Human Resource Development 2030 strategy, along with an accompanying action plan to build skills among people. Within that plan, my sisters and brothers, there is an emphasis on maximizing the use of communications and information technology, ICT, as a major tool in driving that development. This would enhance the environment for investment, productivity and innovation, support a sustainable increase in growth and jobs, enhance efficiency in and increase access to public services. To facilitate progress in that sector and improve our technological resilience, we also approved a July roadmap for a single ICT space. There has always been progress in strengthening the role of statistics in our decision making. Following our endorsement of the preparation of the CARICOM regional strategy for the development of statistics, the assessment phase of our statistical capabilities has been completed. Work has also been advanced on its draft strategic framework with the aim of presenting it to the July meeting of conference later this year. We have been steadfastly putting the pillars in place to build a society that is viable and sustainable. But there are undoubtedly significant challenges that have to be overcome, both internally, my dear sisters and brothers, and externally. Last December, a number of member states, including my own country, Grenada, were unfairly and unjustly classified as non-cooperative tax jurisdictions by the European Union. Although our member states have diligently met the standards set by the relevant regulatory authorities such as the Financial Action Task Force and the OECD Global Forum. That decision, therefore, by the EU is based on some new and unilaterally determined criteria that go beyond those generally accepted international tax transparency and accountability standards. That list, sisters and brothers, has since been amended to remove some countries, including Grenada. However, warning signs have been issued for others to meet the EU's unilateral criteria by the end of March, including countries that have been devastated, and note, devastated by hurricanes last September. No mercy. A major consequence of this blacklisting, sisters and brothers, is the risky strategies being employed by certain international banks, resulting in a detrimental impact on the trade and financial operations of our economies. My dear friends, let us not forget that most of our countries, including those affected by the hurricanes, have been classified as middle income solely on the basis of GDP. This has resulted in them being graduated out of access to concessional development financing. It's a serious issue. There must be, in my view, an urgent rethinking internationally on these two important matters that affect our small, vulnerable countries. In the first instance, there should be one international standard with respect to tax transparency and accountability, to eliminate arbitrary rules and regulations from various jurisdictions. Secondly, vulnerability must be a factor in considering access to concessional development financing. Colleagues, sisters and brothers all, we have seen that as a community, when we unite, the region as a whole benefits. But our public spats and divides on major relevant issues affect all of us, none more so than our regional constituents. The issue of regional transport and travel continues to be a major challenge. As a community, we must take due responsibility for failure to improve in this regard. Addressing matters of connectivity among our people is an urgent priority. This would represent a significant installment to the regional integration account. Brother Chairman, sisters and brothers all, it should come as no surprise that I continue to also highlight the state of West Indies cricket. It should not be a surprise to any one of you. In fact, the other way, if I didn't say anything. To me, this is a burning issue for which our community, we must take full responsibility. West Indies cricket is a regional public good and must therefore be the subject of regulatory framework recognizing its public good character. Colleagues, I was heartened by the recommendations of the Prime Ministerial Subcommittee on Cricket, which among other things recognize that the public good nature of West Indies cricket requires the forging of governance framework that respects the rules and independence mandated by the ICC, but which also provides a proper framework for all stakeholders in the governance of West Indies cricket. Colleagues, we must move beyond entrenched, polarized positions which have not been helpful to the re-emergence of West Indies cricket supremacy. I urge the chairman of the subcommittee, my very good friend Ralph Gonzalez, to seriously re-examine the recommendations and champion our approach to addressing these issues so that West Indies cricket does not continue to wallow in the land of underperformance and mismanagement. We note they are now involved in a playoff for a place in a game that we were at the highest level not long ago. Colleagues, of necessity, this community must also address the lack of internal cooperation on significant issues. We cannot continue to agree on position behind closed doors or only to publicly push a different agenda. Brothers and sisters, I can speak like this because I've been around for, this is the 18th year, and it looks like I might get another 5 again. Colleagues, while we are on the issue of CARICOM unity, we must highlight and rightfully be disappointed by our failure as a body to commit to a unified position while abiding by the principles of non-interference on the political challenges in our friend and neighboring country, Venezuela. The time has come for us as a region to have a blueprint, in my opinion, and how we address certain issues within the community and with our allies. It is imperative that we stand strong and united in the international community, especially in matters of fundamental principles. All our credibility and strength as CARICOM must not be shaken even when attempts are made to divide us. Colleagues, we'll render ourselves irrelevant if we do not urgently reconsider our processes and commitment to each other in this important body. Brother Chairman, colleague heads of government, we have spent 45 years building this important community. Over those 45 years, we have had our ups and downs. We have shown that we are resilient enough to withstand the stones and arrows and ensure that we stay on course. It is that well of resilience from which we will have to draw as we seek to recover and rebuild after one of the most eventful years that the CARICOM community has ever experienced. I have no doubt that collectively, brothers and sisters all, we can surmount those challenges. Let us therefore continue to work together and ensure that we build a resilient Caribbean community for the benefit of our children and grandchildren. And therefore, my dear friends, my dear brother chairman, as I end this address, I just have to report to my colleagues, because of some important event in my country on March 13th, that I will not be able to stay with you for too long in this conference, because I describe myself in Grenada as the hunter. I wish you all the best throughout your entire deliberation. My distinguished Deputy Prime Minister will in fact hold the torch. Thank you all very much.